Hello all, this is M. Sandeep Kumar and I welcome you back to my YouTube channel Concepts of IIT Maths. So we are in the chapter of Theory of Equations and today's concept that we are going to discuss is Newton's Theorem. What is Newton's Theorem? We will see first, and after that we will see how to find alpha square plus beta square, alpha cube plus beta cube, alpha power 4 plus beta power 4, etc. using Newton's Theorem. It is one other approach. Instead of using identities to find alpha square plus beta square, alpha cube plus beta cube, etc., instead of using identities, this is one more approach, other method of approach. So let us see what is Newton's theorem first, and after that we will see how to find these things using Newton's theorem. And if you are new to the channel, you make sure that you are subscribing the channel, and at the same time you are watching the video till the end to make sure that you are getting the concept very much clearly. So let us start with our today's video. Here is what Newton's theorem says. If alpha comma beta are the roots of this quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and s suffix n, Sn means alpha power n plus beta power n. Okay, Sn means alpha power n plus beta power n, where the power n can be greater than or equal to 2 and n belongs to any natural number. Okay, so then a into Sn plus b into Sn minus 1 plus c into Sn minus 2 is equal to 0. So this is what Newton theorem says. If alpha beta are the roots of this equation and Sn means alpha power n plus beta power n, then this can be satisfied. This is satisfied. Using this, it is easy for us to find alpha power n plus beta power n. So first of all, let us see the proof of this Newton's theorem, and after that we will go with one example to understand this. If you see the proof, we already know that alpha comma beta are the roots of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So this means, dear students, in place of x I can take alpha, right? So therefore a alpha square plus b alpha plus c equal to 0. Now you multiply with alpha power n minus 2 on both sides. So multiply by alpha power n minus 2 on both sides. If you do that, what will you get? A into alpha square into alpha power n minus 2 plus b into alpha power n minus 2 plus c into alpha power n minus 2 is equal to 0 into alpha power n minus 2. So using a power m into a power n formula, you will get a into alpha power n plus b into alpha power n minus 1 plus c into alpha power n minus 2 equal to 0. Call it as equation number 1. If alpha is a root of this equation, I got this. Similarly, beta is also the root of the same equation, right? Then we will get a into beta power n plus b into beta power n minus 1 plus c into beta power n minus 2 equal to 0. Same way, how you have got the first equation is just you'll get the second equation also in terms of beta. Now dear students, let us add these two equations. If you add, what will you get? Here and here I can take a common. You'll get alpha power n plus beta power n. And here you'll get b common. You'll get alpha power n minus 1 plus beta power n minus 1. Plus here and here, if you take c common, you'll get alpha power n minus 2 plus beta power n minus 2 equal to 0. Over. Therefore, a into this is Sn plus b into this is Sn minus 1 plus c into this is Sn minus 2 equal to 0. We got this. So therefore a into this is Sn plus b into this is Sn minus 1 plus c into this is Sn minus 2 equal to 0. So hence proved. So this is how we can prove Newton's theorem. Now let us see how to use Newton's theorem in the problems with one example. Here is a simple example. For this quadratic equation 2x square minus 5x plus 3 equal to 0, find alpha square plus beta square, and after that alpha cube plus beta cube, and after that alpha power 4 plus beta power 4. So let us solve it. Very easy itself. We have already learned that according to Newton's theorem, a into Sn plus b into Sn minus 1 plus c into Sn minus 2 is equal to 0. Here n must be greater than 2. It is not equal to 2. N cannot be equal to 2. You can take n as greater than 2 if you want to use this formula. Okay, na? So anyhow, it can be equal to 2. What if n is equal to 2 also? It's not a problem. Yes, 0 means nothing. Okay, so anyhow, first of all, let us see how to solve this. 2 into s2 plus b means what? That means minus 5 into s1, and then plus 3 into s2 minus 2. If I take n is equal to 2, then what happens? A is 2 into s2 minus plus b means minus 5, minus b into s1 plus c means 3 into s2 minus 2 means s suffix 0. That means it is just nothing but 1. So it is equal to 0. So 2 into s2 means alpha square plus beta square. Okay, keep it as s2 only. So minus 5 into s1 means alpha plus beta, sum of the roots. So look at the equation, alpha plus beta is minus b by a only, na? So which means 5 by 2 plus 3 equal to 0. Now simplify, you'll get the value of s2. So that implies 2 into s2 minus 25 by 2 plus 6 by 2 equal to 0. There is a small correction. We cannot use this for n is equal to 2. Then how? Let me tell you. Instead of using this, I'll go with the equation itself. Now alpha comma beta are the roots of 2x square minus 5x plus 3 equal to 0. For n is equal to 2, do not use this. You'll get wrong answer. So let us go with the equation to find alpha square plus beta square. First of all, alpha is a root of this equation. So you'll get 2 alpha square minus 5 alpha plus 3 equal to 0. And beta is also a root of this equation. So 2 beta square minus 5 beta plus 3 equal to 0. Now add these two equations. So 2 into alpha square plus beta square minus 5 into alpha plus beta. 3 plus 3 is 6, which is equal to 0. This is the mistake that we have got when using this formula for n is equal to 2. So we should not take n is equal to 2. You have to change the condition also where n is greater than 2. Remember that. Okay. So anyhow, this is what we are supposed to find, right? 2 into s2 minus 5 times alpha plus beta. Sum of the root is minus b by a. That means 5 by 2 plus 6 as it is equal to 0. So 2s2 minus 25 by 2 plus 12 by 2 equal to 0. So minus 25 by 2 plus 12 by 2 is minus 13 by 2. Take it right side. So 2s2 is equal to 13 by 2 and hence s2 is equal to 13 by 4. I got the value of s2. s2 means alpha square plus beta square. Its value is what? 13 by 4. Now using s2, let us find s3. Okay, now for all the remaining, I can use this formula for n greater than 2. There is a small correction in theorem, in condition also, you take n greater than 2. Okay, do not take n equal to 2. So now, according to this Newton's theorem, we say that 2 into Sn plus b means minus 5. Minus 5 into Sn minus 1 plus c means 3 into Sn minus 2 equal to 0. Now you put n is equal to 3. Starting from n is equal to 3. So what is it? 2s3 minus 5s2 plus 3s1 equal to 0. So we have to find the value of s3 minus 5 into s2 is 13 by 4 plus 3 into s1 means what? s1 means sum of the roots alpha plus beta, which is 5 by 2. Now simplify this, you will get the value of s3. So 2 into s3 as it is. So minus 65 by 4. Here I'll get 30 by 4, right? So minus 65 by 4 plus 30 by 4, if it goes right side, you'll get 35 by 4. So 2 times s3 is equal to 35 by 4. And if into 2 goes right side, it will go to the denominator. Therefore, s3 is equal to 35 by 8. So therefore, wait, I'll write here. Therefore, s3 is equal to 35 by 8. s3 means what? Alpha cube plus beta cube. Its value is 35 by 8. Let us continue solving it. So I have got s3 also. Now if I want alpha power 4 plus beta power 4, let us take n is equal to 4. Then what do you get? If I take n is equal to 4, put here 2 into s4 minus 5 into s3 plus 3 into s2 equal to 0. So 2 into s4 as it is minus 5 into s3 is 35 by 8 plus 3 into s2 means 13 by 4, right? So 2s4 minus this is how much ma? 5 5s are 5 7s. So 5 3s are 175 by 8 here, and here I want 8 only in the denominator. So I'll multiply denominator numerator with 2. We'll get 78 by 8, correct? Minus 175 by 8 plus 78 by 8. So minus 175 plus 78. Add these two numbers, how much you'll get? Is it minus 97? So 2s4 minus 97 by 8, if it goes right side, you get 97 by 8. So from this you'll get s4 is equal to 97 by 16. So therefore the value of this is 97 by 16. You get alpha power 4 plus beta power 4 is equal to 97 by 16. The advantage of Newton's theorem is you can keep solving like this. You can find alpha power 5 plus beta power 5, alpha power 6 plus beta power 6, alpha power 7 plus beta power 7, alpha power 8 plus beta power 8, and so on. You can keep solving like this. Even though it is lengthy and tedious, we can easily get the values of this alpha power 6, alpha power 7 plus beta power 7, and so on. Because we cannot remember identities for every symmetric function, right? What is alpha power 8 plus beta power 8? What about alpha power 9 plus beta power 9? They are tedious. If you use Newton's theorem in those cases, it is easy to find the values. Okay, so this is the advantage of Newton's theorem, dear students. We can find alpha power n plus beta power n value using Newton's theorem. You can extend this concept for cubic equations also if you want. Fine. So this is what today's topic is. It's about Newton's theorem, and using Newton's theorem we have observed how to find alpha power n plus beta power n. So thank you, dear students. I hope you understood this concept. So if you have understood this concept, please like the video, share it to your friends, subscribe the channel, and most importantly, comment in your comment section. Let me know what you felt about, and if there is any particular subtopic that we have missed in theory of equations, you can let me know in comment section, or any kind of model problem that we have left out in theory of equations, you can comment in comment section. Thank you, dear students. We'll continue in next video.